16 hacks for saving money literally everywhere. Number 1. Getting nails done. A lot of people love to get their nails done at the salon. These aesthetically pleasing nails, however, can become a serious dent in your bank account. If you want to save money, the next time you are going to the salon, search the internet for some coupons. There are a lot of coupons that you can find to get you a manicure for much cheaper than you would have regularly paid. Number 2. Cheap food. If yogurt isn't on sale at your supermarket, you can make your own to save some money. To do this, you can use a cheap yogurt starter set, which only uses 1 tablespoon for 500 milliliters of milk. Making your own yogurt is far from taxing and provides much more content while using much less waste. This process will seriously cut costs at the grocery store for yogurt lovers. And here's another awesome cheap food hack that you can use to save money. If you are like a lot of people, then chances are you like Chipotle. Though Chipotle can be pretty expensive for what you get in a burrito or bowl, one way to make sure you get more meat or tofu is to ask for half and half of whatever your items are that you want. You are more likely to get more than half of each item, which means you're going to get more bang for your buck. There are some items on the McDonald's menu that can be made cheaper using simple life hacks. For example, if you really want a Big Mac, order the McDouble instead. It is pretty much the same thing as a Big Mac, but the McDouble costs only around $2. In order to give it that Big Mac taste, just tell the employee to make it without ketchup and mustard, and ask to have lettuce and special sauce added instead. Number 3. Create your own latte. Most people love to go to their coffee shop and get a fancy latte that costs a pretty penny. However, there is a way to get that specialty latte for cheap. Make it at home. To make a caramel macchiato at home, you can melt butter into a saucepan over medium heat. Then add heavy cream, brown sugar, salt, and mix them together. Let that mixture simmer for 4 minutes until it begins to thicken. Remember to stir it occasionally. Next, remove it from heat, mix in some vanilla, and store the contents in a mason jar. Now you've got yourself some homemade caramel sauce. For the actual drink, you need to stir the coffee, 1 tablespoon of caramel sauce, some sugar, and cream together. To finish it off, simply add whipped cream to the top and drizzle some more of that caramel sauce you previously made on top of it. Number 4. Make your own dry shampoo. Dry shampoo can be really expensive, but a lot of people really want or need it regularly. However, you can make dry shampoo at home. To do this, combine a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, a 1/4 cup of baking soda, and 5 to 10 drops of lavender oil into a mixture. It should be noted that this recipe will work for light hair. But if you have dark hair, then switch out the baking soda for cocoa powder. Saving money yet? Here are some even more awesome life hacks for saving money literally anywhere. Number 5. Freeze unused food. If you have made a big meal and you don't know what to do with the leftover food, freeze it. Just make sure that you know the food can actually be stored in the freezer first. If it is, then this is a great way for you to keep unused food for another day without wasting any of your money. Number 6. Grow your own food. Vegetables and herbs can be pretty expensive sometimes at the supermarket, but one way to save money is to grow them yourself. You might think you need a garden to do this, but that's not true at all. The reality is, as long as you have a window, soil, and containers, you can make your own food at home. Number 7. Buy in season. If you are going to a big supermarket during the off-season for fruits and veggies, you are surely spending more money than you should. Instead, try to go to local stores that sell fruits and vegetables that are currently in season. You'll be saving a lot of money that you can spend elsewhere. Number 8. Reuse zipper bags. Those plastic zipper bags that we use to put our opened packaged food into usually get thrown into the trash when we are done with them. However, anyone who uses these bags regularly knows that they are pretty expensive. To cut costs, try reusing these bags. All you have to do is wash them out. They should be able to get a few more uses before they tear. Number 9. Empty jars. If you have empty jars lying around the house, you can use them to store certain foods. We tend to think that when we are done with items in a jar, we should throw them out. However, these jars can be very handy when it comes to loose or bulk items, especially to maintain freshness. This is a saving money hack that is easy to do. Number 10. Reuse envelopes. If you were sent a card and you still have the envelope, then you can reuse it. We know that it really isn't that expensive to get new envelopes if you need them, but hey, sometimes every penny counts. Hold on to those envelopes and even get some gift wrap if you come by it, because you can reuse it in the future. Number 11. Price match. A lot of supermarkets have a deal where if you find the same item cheaper at another store, they will match the price. When the store flyers come in the mail, or if you have access to them online, keep your eye out for those items you really want. If you can go to one store and get all of your food for a cheap price, why not do it? Bring in those flyers and get the cheapest prices. Number 12. Fresh car dryer. A lot of people who own a car spend a lot of money on car fresheners. These fresheners tend to run out of scent pretty fast, which only results in you running out to go get more. Instead of spending so much money on car fresheners, think about putting some dryer sheets in the car's fan vents. When you turn on the air, the whole car will smell fresh instantly, and you won't need to spend so much money replacing fresheners. Number 13. Student and senior discounts. When you are a student or senior, there are a lot of deals tailor-made just for you. These deals can range from things like theater tickets to transit passes. Make sure you check online to see what discounts are applicable to you in your city or town. You can check this online or by asking the place you're at if they have discounts for you. Number 14. Cleaning products. We take the cleanliness of our homes seriously. We are willing to spend a lot of money on cleaning products to make sure that we get the right item. However, a lot of these items can be found at the dollar store. The next time you are looking for some cleaning supplies for your home, check your nearest dollar store and see if they have the product you want. Number 15. Clothesline dryer. If you live in a house or apartment that requires you pay for your heating and hydro, you're probably well aware that using the dryer, if you have one, can become expensive. Using a dryer can even become expensive for someone who has to pay per load when using one. Instead of paying more for a dryer, use a clothesline to dry your clothes. This is one money-saving hack that almost everyone can do if they have access to a backyard or a balcony. Number 16. Cheap makeup. We tend to think the more money we spend on a product, the better it's going to be. This may be true for some products, but it's not always true when it comes to makeup. There are a lot of companies that make beauty products for cheap, and they are just as good as expensive brands. Do your research and look for less expensive makeup brands that do just as good of a job as the more expensive ones. In today's expensive society, we all need to find new ways to save money. It can become hard to save when there are just so many things out there we want to buy. What if you could still pay for things you want, but also save money? If this is something that sounds appealing to you, then you've come to the right place. What other life hacks do you use to save money? Share your tips in the comments section below. Enjoyed this video? Hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.